And this course that he's about to spend the next 45 minutes talking with you about, what he's doing to make money in Nadex, is gotten a lot of great feedback from the trading community. I don't know if you guys know Jack or anything about him, but he's the real deal Holyfield. He posts, he's a social media giddy up. He posts his trades, he posts his live account. He ain't hiding nothing over there, and he's making pretty good runs in these markets. So I'm going to let him teach y'all something. This will also be the first time I've heard this presentation about Nadex, so excited about that. Jack, I'm going to give you the mic and let you be the presenter and the organizer, so you can see the questions too. All right, so give me, there it is. Right. There it is.
Yep, got the screen and the mic up.
Gotcha. Can everybody hear him? Can everybody see that? I can, so I assume you can.
All right, guys. Jeanette, thank you for having me here.
Shown up. You have 1 hour.
All right. So what we're going to be talking about today is Nadex, and I want to start this presentation off with a little bit of a guessing game with you guys and with the prize as well. I'm going to show you my best 6 setups I use to trade Nadex, and this is the question here. So in 13 days, at the end of last year, I turned $250 into closest person to guess the number of how much I made in 13 days out of $250 is going to get one of our hats, which are probably the coolest hats in the trading industry. So go ahead and throw your numbers out.
One of the coolest hats that nobody sent to Jeanette yet, so that better happen like today.
No, got you coming. I got
Silas got hit. Where's mine? I want
it. We got it shipped out today. All right, guys. So, all right. Well, those of you who have guessed, the answer is $16,000 in 13 days. So yes, you've heard that right. $250 into $16,000 in 13 days, and I'm going to show you how I did it. But first, risk disclaimer. So as you guys to go ahead and read this while I kind of talk about risk and trading. Trading involves substantial risk of loss. Any money you are trading, you should be prepared to potentially lose, and you need to know the risks that are incurred when trading things such as Nadex binary options or even any other product you are trading. So be aware that you can lose money, trading is risky, and trading is not for everyone. All right. So a little bit about myself. This is me. I might look fairly young here. The first education show I actually did, if anybody knows who this gentleman is on the right, Tom Sosnoff, creator of Thinkorswim. So I actually had a show with him where I educated over 40,000 viewers on trading options and future spreads when I was only 22 years old. This is me working at a prop firm that I had gotten a job at. I got a buddy visiting my desk, but it's my trade desk. Looks pretty intense, but you really don't need that many screens to trade. I'm sure you guys know that, but it's kind of cool to see inside prop office. I bought my first stock at 15 years old. I learned my first trading lesson at 18. When I was a freshman in college, I had funded an options account with $1,000, and I had an incredible run actually just started off trading. I took that $1,000 into $5,000. I thought I knew everything. I was a freshman in college, in my dorm room, made $4,000 in a period of 4 weeks, and I had it figured out. I knew what I wanted to do. I was absolutely hooked with the markets. Next month, I lost it all, completely blown out. So there's a lesson in there somewhere, but at 18 years old, I was absolutely hooked in the markets. 20 years old, I was able to study under a hedge fund trader, being in Chicago, so that's where I'm based out of. Fortunately, there's a lot of assets and people in the industry. Chicago is probably the second largest trading capital in the United States, next to New York. So I was able to kind of wiggle my way in, study under someone who's extremely successful, which has really put a lot of the skills I've learned and used today in the back of my toolbox. I got my first job at a prop firm at 22. Did an like I talked about, did an education class with Tom Sosnoff, pretty big wig in the industry. And then just last year, actually, I discovered the power of binary options. I had been hearing about binary options all of the time, and then I found out there was this product called Nadex. I decided, hey, why don't I give that a shot? So I literally just put, a small amount into the account. I just wanted to test out the software, and then I kind of came to realize that this is a product that I can dramatically increase returns with a little bit of risk. So I actually put an account, $250 in account, ran it all the way to 16 grand in literally 13 days, and then I took a vacation with my girlfriend. This is me and my girlfriend up the coast of Naples, Florida. This is in January, so this is right after I did this. I recorded all of the trades, and you guys will be able to view those later. It's actually, if you take nothing away from this presentation, just watching me turn $250 into 16 grand. I mean, I literally recorded every single trade. So for those of you who are interested in watching those videos, because I go over them, stick around. This is a graph of my returns and the dates which I started. So you can see it was the 16th of December, and then going into the end of the year, this is pretty much what my account had looked like. I was pretty impressed with myself, but like I said, I only did this with 6 setups. So one of the benefits that I have as a trader is I've clearly defined the setups I use. I don't use indicators. I'm strictly price pattern, price analyst, and by clearly defining exactly what it is I want to see, I'm able to manage risk better. And I'm going to show you guys literally one of my favorite setups that helped me do this coming up here. So what I'm about to teach you is what binary options are, how they work, and the one trade setup. I actually use this setup Friday, so we're going to go over Friday's tape, and I'm going to show you the setup, the Trader Friday, which is awesome. And this setup, time is of the essence. The setup I'm going to teach you guys today actually can be done and known whether it's going to trigger in the first hour, which is for those of you who have jobs and can't sit at the computer all day watching setups. The reason I chose to bring this setup here to the presentation is because this is a setup that literally all you got to do is check the market at 10:30 Eastern Standard Time, and you will know whether or not that setup is going to trade that day or not. You don't need to, that's it. So that's why I brought this setup here today for you guys. Just a little P&L shot on the right, on the way to 16K over there. Awesome stuff. But so binary options, they are the perfect product for a technical analyst. It is really a way to simply break down options trading without all of the Greeks, all of the volatility versus historical volatility. I like to call what I did the reverse blowout. Now, like I said, I've blown out an options account when I first started trading. I took 1,000 to 5,000 and all the way back down to 0. And I know probably a lot of options traders that have started with small accounts maybe have done something similar. I don't think that's rare in any means, but this was the coolest part about this is that I was actually able to do a reverse blowout, right? So I've seen traders start with 15 grand, take it to 250. I started with 250 and took it up to 16,000. So that was pretty cool that this is the product. Nadex is the product that allowed me to do this. I don't think I could have done this in a normal options product just because of the way it's structured, and the time series and the expirations are further out. So that's definitely one of the benefits of binary options I'm going to be going over here. This is a little trading setup from one of my students. You can see we got all sorts of really cool gear, little MLT hat, MLT mouse pads. So maybe we'll be giving some of those away at the end of this presentation. All right, guys, so let's go over exactly what a Nadex binary option is. Nadex binary options, they're limited risk contracts. They're based on a simple yes or no market proposition, like will the markets be up at the end of the trading week. This is what I absolutely love about Nadex. Okay, if the market is trading a price that I determine to be resistance, for those of you, I know the gentleman had given a presentation previously on Fibonacci drawings, the 50% retracement was a level that I was aware of in the S&P 500 at 1970, traded on Friday in the overnight in the ES. For those of you who follow it, those are the setups that I absolutely love, because I know there's going to be, and everybody's looking at those big levels, there's going to be a ton of sellers. If I were to buy a standard options contract, a SPY contract, SPX, whatever it is, I might need a $2, $1.50 move to actually get that 100% return off of that level. Well, how many times have any of you guys who've traded options bought a contract, you got a really good entry, okay? The product then moves up a few dollars, comes back, and you end up literally back at break even though you were right on the move. I'll tell you what, it's happened to me many times. I used to be a really big options trader, and that's why I love this product, because if it goes my way and even comes back, I'm still going to get 100% of my profit at the end of the expiration. As long as the strike price and the market prediction I made is correct, it doesn't matter if it moves $3 or $30. Which is, to me, the huge benefit of binary options. It allows you to trade the levels that you determine to be significant and maximize your profit. Binary options offer ways to trade most active stock indices, commodities, Forex, even events. They actually have event-based trading, and Bitcoin markets with relatively low collateral. Most brokers, at least option brokers, they require, $2,500 minimums. If you want to day trade, it's a $25,000 minimum. Okay, I did this with $250. It actually started out as an experiment and then became one of my main tools in my arsenal. So for those of you thinking, is this for me? Even if it's an experiment for you, it's a very low-cost experiment to see if this can be a product that can be added to your trading toolbox. Started that way with me, and it's turned into one of my most profitable instruments in my trading toolbox. So I'm definitely glad I decided to go and figure out what these binary options are all about. Binary options are cash-settled contracts. They settle with an all-or-nothing payout if left till the expiration. So even though you can trade in and out of a binary option, the max profit is always awarded at the time expiration. Now, time expirations, they have 20 minutes, hourlies, and then dailies. I primarily trade the hourlies and the dailies. I like to give myself a little bit of time to be right or wrong and trade out of it if necessary. If the condition of the contract is achieved, the settlement value is 100. And if the condition is not achieved, the settlement value is 0. So it's either a 100 or 0 payout. And you can buy, these contracts with as little as $50. So you can really start your risk out small. If you're just looking to kind of dip your foot in the water, you don't have to buy a big SPX contract for $1,500 and, really be concerned about that money. It is possible to close a contract prior to expiration to either cut profits and take losses. A lot of my risk mitigation goes on the stop side. Where if a contract is going against me, because I'm pretty much doubling my money if I'm right every trade, and that's just how the product's developed. So it really allows you to mitigate risk on the stop side. But on the right-hand side, I kind of want to explain this for those of you who are going to start with Nadex. This is something you're going to want to pay attention to, because I'm going to explain how the order ticket actually works. So when you go in there, you're not confused, because at the beginning, I actually had this is something I didn't quite get at first, so pay attention to this, and I'll go over it. But this is what a standard order ticket will look like in the S&P 500, or the US 500 is actually what they label it as. The March expiration, 1947 at 4:15 p.m. You see that number at the top. And this was actually the other day, February 26th. And it tells you exactly how much time till the option expires, 1 hour and 53 minutes. And it'll tell you the price at which the index is trading at. Now, this specific contract at the time this was taking a screenshot of, if we were to close above 1947, okay, I would be buying this for $60. If I'm buying this for $60, then my risk is $60 and my reward is $40. Now, if I were to sell on the bid, okay, I would actually be risking just $46 and making $54. So you can see how if you sell on the bid, you have to sell on the bid and buy on the offer, and then anytime you go down here, this is what I always like to do. So I'll go down here, put a limit GTC, make your size 1, and once you enter in the price, which is just, I just put in $50 here for the purpose of a demonstration, but you can see it'll instantly pull up your max loss and your max profit, and that's it. That's simple. One of the things that I really like that over traditional options is because with traditional options, I'm constantly worried about my exit. How many of you guys take an options trade and you're trying to maximize that profit, you have an idea of where you want the market to go, and it goes that way, but the option just isn't priced what you thought it would be. Or maybe you're looking for a little more room. That is a psychological mistake that when I used to aggressively trade options would constantly trap me. I've taken both six-figure losses and six-figure gains on options contracts. So I know the pain that can come with trading large size options and the psychological impact that they have when trying to time that exit. By removing that factor with Nadex binary options, it eliminates for me one of those psychological triggers that can make me create mistakes during a trade. So for me, that's crucial. As a trader, I want to eliminate as many decisions as I have to make as possible, and timing the tip-top exit is one of them I do not want to be concerned with. I want to be concerned with my entry. I mean, many traders, you'll hear it all the time. How many traders, and everyone will tell you, the entry is the easiest part. The entry is the easiest part about trading. The exit is the most difficult part. So what if you're trading right now, you're good at picking entries, you're good at buying pullbacks, selling breakdowns, but your timing of the exit is just not that well? This is a product you need to be looking into, all right? Go to the next slide here. Why Nadex? Here are a few benefits of Nadex binary options. Limited risk. The maximum amount you can lose on every trade is original investment. You're not going to get wiped out by selling an options contract that goes way past your favor. You're not selling Netflix calls in 2013 and, you know, losing 10 on your 10 times how much money you have in your account. I mean, I've seen that happen. Very low collateral required. Like I said, guys, I started with $250 just to try it out, and I ended up absolutely loving it. The contracts are priced between 0 and 100, so relatively small investment, and obviously you can buy multiples if you choose to size up. Also, short-term contracts. Like I said, binary options have expirations ranging from 20 minutes to 1 week. So that gives me more options in terms of how I want to express my trade. Right now, if you want to just trade the SPY or traditional, you know, Apple options, you got Friday's expiration. That's really, I mean, outside of a monthly, I think they're introducing like every Wednesdays sooner, but you're kind of trading around the exchange's idea of when they think products should expire, rather than trading options contracts that you get to choose when you want it to expire. Well, what if I don't need that premium all the way into Friday? You know, this offers you more options to trade, okay? There's short-term contracts, which is great, and my favorite part about binary options is you know when you enter the contract what your profit or loss is based on where the price is. So like I said, I know you can calculate with traditional options what your profit or loss is, but for me, I cannot calculate my exact profit. You always can calculate your loss with an option. Your loss is to 0 with a traditional option, but I can't calculate my exact profit, because if it goes all the way up, that is infinite. Technically, if you're buying a call, your exact profit is infinite. By making my exact profit finite at $100 or whatever my risk-reward ratio is, I'm eliminating the psychological decision to exit at a good technical point, whatever it is, when volatility expands. So I'm focusing on price. Price is king. I'm a technical trader. All right? I'm focused on my entry, and all I need is that option to go my way just a little bit. I don't need it to go $30 my way. I just needed to go $3. And that's the cool thing about binary options. And I've had some binary options that literally are expiring a tick above where the strike price is, and I get paid 100% of my risk, 100% of my money. I've never had a traditional option that expired, a tick above my strike price and made money. Maybe you guys have, but if I'm buying a traditional option, so that's just not going to happen. So in my course, I teach price action. I teach defined setups. There's 6 of them that I use specifically, and I like to keep it simple. I think one of the biggest mistakes newer traders make is they overcomplicate trading and they overcomplicate the markets. So keep it simple. 5 setups, 6 setups, print them out, keep them on your desk. Binary options are the best product for price action traders. If you consider yourself a price action trader, this is the product you need to take a look at. Okay. The next slide here. So let's talk about the commission and cost structure of Nadex, which is also another benefit. Trading fees 1 to 10 lots, it's going to be 90 cents per lot, and it's capped at $9. Lots of 11 and above have no additional fees, and settlement fees, whether you win or lose, are still 90 cents. So even on expiration, it's like they charge you to close it. So say expiration comes around and I get 100%, and I win the contract, you're going to get charged 90 cents per lot, up to 10 lots, capped at $9. So as soon as you actually start trading multiple contracts, I've traded 100 before. I'd normally trade 20 to 50. You are capped at $9, which is extremely cheap compared to our standard options exchange, where you can be paying Thinkorswim or whatever other broker a per option contract fee, and if you're trading bigger sizes, that can really add up. Expiration times are given in Eastern Standard Time, so that's something you want to be aware of. The spreads on the daily instruments in the ES, the S&P 500, are usually about $3 to $6, and spreads are where the market makers have their edge. So the bid and offers are always stagnant in terms of how many contracts are offered on each side, and there's no high-frequency traders, jumping in front of your order. And I can tell you from personal experience that I have seen where I've placed an order in the market and I'm looking at the offer, and the offer is there to take my order, and as soon as I put it out, it disappears and moves up. That's something you don't have to worry about. There's no HFTs running amok around in Nadex picking off your orders, which for some of you that might not be a concern, but it's happened to me, and it's definitely cost me some money before, so it's nice not to know that that exists. Traditional options are complicated. Like a fraternity, I just think everyone's on a bandwagon. Options is probably one of the first products that's shown that people should get into. It's advertised on television all the time. I personally, I've had some really big trades in options. Like I said, I've suffered both a 6-figure gain and a 6-figure loss in options, and really after I suffered that 6-figure loss, kind of made me rethink the way I wanted to trade options. It was an overnight trade, and I really wasn't handling my risk appropriately, and it was a very painful experience for me, and I've moved away from that. But one of the things, I consider myself a price action trader, like I said, and I have a pretty good understanding of how options work, but to be constantly computing delta, gamma, theta, vega volatility versus historical volatility, that is just something I wanted to take out of my trading equation. And I don't know if you guys know who Bernard Baruch is, but he is an incredibly famous old school speculator, and this is one of my favorite quotes from him, so I'm just going to read it to you guys. If a speculator is correct half of the time, he is hitting a good average. Even being right 3 or 4 times out of 10 should yield a person of fortune if he has the sense to cut his losses quickly in ventures where he is wrong. And to me, this applies so much to binary options, because how many of you consistently take trades where it goes your way and most likely stays your way, but comes back if you're trading options and you're just not getting as much profit as you should. That is the difference between binary options, because if it goes your way, as long as it doesn't go against you, because of course you can always lose. It's important. You can always lose. But the difference between an option and a traditional option is if it goes $2 my way, I'm making the same as it goes 2 cents above my strike price. So removing that psychological exit factor, that that fear of missing out on a higher high. How many of you guys experience, call it FOMO, fear of missing out, fear of like not nailing the exit? Maybe you're holding on too long because you want more money, you're getting greedy. These are all emotions that traders feel, and this product for me helps eliminate those emotions. So another example of how binary options work, and this is just an example of a Nadex gold contract, say expiring at 1700. Now that's the strike price. 1700 is the strike price. If you think it'll be above 1700, you're buying the contract. If you think it will be below, you're selling the contract. So that's the yes and the no button you see at the top and the right, and that's really all that matters. Is it above or is it below? It's fairly that simple. It doesn't matter how much above or how much below. Whichever side you choose to wager on is the side that you need to hit. So for example, you got a 130 expiration, maybe priced at 42.50 by 48.50. The first figure is the bid, the price to sell, and the second is the offered price to buy. So that's obviously going to fluctuate throughout the day depending on how far away the underlying index is trading away from the strike price. And you can buy options that are 10 points out of the money, and those are going to have either more favorable risk-reward ratios or less favorable risk-reward ratios if you're buying, depending on if you're buying or selling away or in the direction of that price. So let's get to the setups here. So for those of you who are done with me talking about how the binary options work and really just want to get to the meat of it, that you want to talk about my setup here, this is it here, guys. This is a setup. This is where you get your notepad out, because I'm about to show you guys a setup that really took me a lot of studying to kind of get this one out, and this is that setup that you're going to know in the first hour of the day. So get your pen and paper out and write these rules down, because it's all rule-based. I like to set everything up rule-based. Don't leave guesswork out there. That's not a place to be when you're trading. So let's talk about the setup. I call this setup the charge trade. I name all of my setups because then they're easy to reference and they're easy to remember. But the charge trade occurs on days when the market is either trending down or actually trending up. And here are the things you're going to want to be looking for. First is the trigger is on the third 15-minute bar. So what you're looking for in the first 3 15-minute bars is either those first 3 15-minute bars of the day, and I use this specifically in the S&P 500. You want them to either be all red or all green. You're going to draw a low to a high, and then place the Nadex trade on the closest strike to the 50% retracement. And for those of you who don't know what a 50% retracement is, don't worry. I'm going to pull up my Thinkorswim charts here and go over this trade because it actually occurred on Friday. Now, I usually like to use 2 different time frames to spread my risk throughout the day, and I'll buy strikes that are 1 to 2 hours out in Nadex, because on when you're trading intraday, Nadex is hourlies, but they're only 2 hours out, and then you can go ahead and go out to the daily, so the 4:15 close. So I'll usually go, it has to be at least an hour out. Preferably, I like to give myself a little more time to make the trade work, and then I also want this trade to trigger before 12 p.m. Central Standard Time. So I don't want to be taking this trade if it's 1 o'clock coming out of lunch hour. I want to be taking this trade before the middle of the day. At least for me, I'm in Central Standard Time. And the 6th thing you want to see is you want to see a gap in either direction. So either a gap up or a gap down, and this is a really, really accurate trade, and I place it probably once every 9 days, and it's just one of those things where it's like, hey, the first hour, did we just meet every criteria I went over? Okay, yes, if we did, then boom, I already know what trade I'm taking. I'm not guessing. And this is how I set up these trades. So I have 6 of these trades that are very defined in terms of what I want to see for them. So I'm going to pull up my Thinkorswim chart. For those of you who use Thinkorswim, you can do the same. So this is obviously a chart of the S&P 500 market and /ES. And on Friday, we had a gap up, right? And so let's talk about that criteria I had just gone over and apply it to Friday's price action. Okay, does everybody know what a 50% retracement is? It's just, and I'm going to go in here and edit this out here real quick. So all we're doing is we're just focusing on the 50% retracement. So first trigger, okay, we have a gap. That's the first thing I look for. If we don't have a gap, then there is no trade. We have a gap, we instantly have 1, 2, 3 red T-minute bars. So that is another trigger. What I'll do then is, like I said, I will draw the high to the low and then look at the 50% retracement. In this case, the 50% retracement is 1955. I would then pull up my Nadex binary options chart, okay, and look for a strike price that is an hour to 2 hours out in time, and probably say there's a 1956 and a 1954. All I need is at the end of my strike price and my end of my time for price to be trading under the price I choose. So say there's a contract at 56 here for both the end of the day and 2 hours out. As we trade up into that 50%, I'll usually risk one to make one. That's about the risk reward I look to on this type of trade setup. We'll trade up in. I'm risking $50 to make $50 in contracts and multiples of whatever size you choose to trade. And then, so that'll trade right here. This goes off at 9:30. So I'm looking at least an hour out and then potentially 2 hours out. So say, right, the contract expiration for this trade would actually be at 11 o'clock because they're on the hour, so they're 9, 10, and 11. So if it trades back in here, I'm looking at the 11 o'clock expiration. I want the price to be below $56, and then I'm also looking actually into the end of the day where I want the price to be below $56. So I'll buy a strike contract at 1956 and for 11 o'clock, and then I will buy one towards the end of the day to spread the risk out. So this is a trade, literally, just like I showed you guys, right? If you hope you wrote that criteria down. This worked out on Friday. I actually took this trade, and I was able to double my money on Friday. Everything I risked, I was able to get 100% move, 100% payout on my risk, and that is just a simple example of the charge trade I used, set up on Friday. Actually, before I had made this presentation, I had some previous examples that just so happened to set up Friday, and I took it as well. But I want to show you guys some other examples of this same trading setup. This is the 1st of February right here. You have 3 15-minute down bars, right? Then you pull that 50% retracement. You look for the closest Nadex strike to the 1933, so that's the halfway back, the 50%, by an hour to 2 hours out, as well as the end of the day. Boom. You guys see that example? You see what you guys understand where I'm going with this in terms of this is being by defining the setup, by defining what you want to see, and then finding a product that best suits the trading style. I mean, this is just something I've put together, and it really has been working very well for me. Like I said, guys, $250 into $16,000 in 13 days, and I took myself on vacation. I don't know any other product I could do that with. So, and then on the long side, same kind of setup. Works on the long side too. Gap up to 1, 2, 3, 15-minute bars up, as well as a pullback into 1902 at the 50% retracement. Boom, we tag that level. Okay, and I like to buy, like I said, go an hour out looking for the closest Nadex strike. So all I need is that above, or it doesn't need to continue in that direction. It just needs to be above the level I'm betting. Okay, and then I'll go ahead and buy out all the way up into the end of the day. So like I said, I like to mitigate my risk between the initial bump, and then also the end of the day, because a lot of times when you get these 3-bar moves off the open, they're usually a trend day. And so that's what I'm looking for. That's why I said all you need, for those of you who can't be at a computer all day, definitely understand that. By the end of the first hour, you just take a look, 9:30 if you're in Chicago, or 10:30 if you're in New York, etc. Go up, look at your chart at 9:30. Is this trade setting up? If yes, boom, place trade, right? Keep it simple. That's how I like to go about trading. Same setup, different day, 3 bars down, pull that 50% retracement, make sure it triggers before that 12 standard time, bet 2 hours out, and at the end of the day. So hopefully you guys are understanding where I'm going with this, and really want to focus on defining the setups, making sure the triggers are known, and then finding a product that suits all that. And I've done all of this. I put it all together. I've defined the setups, and I have figured out the triggers I need to go with. This is a lot of homework on my end, but I put it all together for you guys. So once again, this is just all of those rules I've been going over in terms of how I express the trade, and that's me at the CME. So let's talk about, for those of you guys who have been trading for a while, I want to talk about why traders fail, because, I mean, I failed as a trader. I first started trading, like I said, I lost all my money. I mean, that was really, you know, emotionally scarring for me, and I'm sure many of you traders, there's something, you know, we all struggle with, but, you know, I've spent enough time doing this to kind of know what, and I see it all the time because I teach people why some traders fail and why others succeed. They trade products they don't understand. And I did that before as well. I traded a product I necessarily probably didn't have the expert to understand. You know, I first started at 18 years old. What is an 18-year-old kid doing trading options? I'll tell you what, I mean, I didn't know what I was doing. And so even though I was able to make money right off the bat, beginner's luck, whatever, ended up hurting me in the end. So move it to a simpler product. Are you trading a product you don't understand? Are you trading setups you don't understand? If you're not knowing the exact max risk and the exact max reward, it's going to create psychological confusion. It's going to be something in the back of your head. You're trying to time the exit. You're trying to nail the top. You're trying to convince yourself to get money but not get greedy. I love the cliche, let your winners run. That's so easy to say, let your winners run. I hear people say it all the time. Well, what about those winners that run and then fall? Because that happens. I mean, that's trading. The market is constantly searching for value, coming back and forth. I just want my winners to run and then stay, and that's why using Nadex binary options has been produced some seriously good returns for me. Another reason traders fail: no defined setups. They're just, you know, buying on an indicator, turning over, or they're you know, just chasing price. They see a move, they want to jump up in on it. They don't define their setup. So what I've actually done is I've defined 6 setups. I keep those setups on my desk, believe it or not. So actually, I got a piece of paper on my desk. It's got 6 setups on it, and those are the setups I use to trade Nadex. I don't need anything else than 6 clearly defined setups, like the example I gave above. A lot of traders also like to use lagging momentum indicators. I'm not knocking on momentum indicators, but I'm a price pattern guy only, and I really believe in all of the best traders I have ever met personally. Now, I'm not speaking for everybody, but the traders I've met that throw down, you know, $10 million a year, they all use price. Everyone I've met. So that's what I focus on. A lot of traders react to price rather than planning a trade. They react to things rather than planning it. So that trade example I gave before, you're planning that trade, right? It's defined. You know what you need to see, and then you know exactly what you're going to do. If you don't have a plan like that, if you don't have these things set in stone, it's going to be very hard to succeed in the market. People chasing up, people chasing down. You see it all the time. The joke always is the people, you know, it's like this most recent rally. The people selling at below 1810 were the same people buying above 1960, right? And then, you know, some traders just lack technical skills. They weren't properly trained, which is fine. I had the benefit of studying under a previous hedge fund trader. I mean, that was something that at an early age, to be given that knowledge and to take it with me the rest of my trading career, I mean, I find myself incredibly lucky to just be put in that position. But I understand that not everybody has been, you know, had the ability to do that. So I like to go ahead and share the wealth, right? Share the knowledge. So that's what I'm bringing to you guys here today. I'm showing you guys what I got and what I got to offer. So question is, you got to ask yourself, are you willing to take the steps to change your trading habits for increased profits? And this isn't a big risk, guys. I mean, like I said, I started an account with $250. So if you weren't even considering trading Nadex options coming into this, I hope you're considering it right now, because when I first started, I wasn't considering trading Nadex options. I just figured I'd give it a shot. I applied the techniques I used to trade futures and decided that this was one of my most profitable products. So, 1, you need to be trading a product with the risk reward is known at entry, aka binary options. 2, eliminate psychological mistakes by reducing the complexity of your trading strategy. 6 setups. Don't be worrying about volatility versus historical volatility, delta, gamma, theta, the Greeks, okay? Wipe that stuff out. Focus on what you know, price action. Okay, you really need to minimize distractions and complexity in your trading to be profitable when you first start. I cannot emphasize that enough. Define setups that will occur every day of trading. I've done that for you. I've created 6 setups, and I use them all the time. The same setups I use to turn $250 into 16 grand in literally 13 days. I don't know anybody else that's done that. I'm not trying to brag, but this product, these setups, and these rules are the things that allowed me to do this. Execute setups based on price and ignore the noise of indicators. Okay, I'm sorry for any of you guys who use MACD. I don't. Throw it out the window. Focus on price setups. That's a lagging indicator. Price is the only thing that's current. Price is the only thing that pays. Okay? So I have a brand new course, and I've just come up with it. I'm releasing it here. My best 6 setups to trade Nadex. These are the setups I got printed out on a piece of paper right in front of me. I trade with them every single day. It's a small initial investment. You're not talking about $25,000 to start day trading stocks. Okay? You're not talking about 100 grand to start investing. This is really small. It's actually something everybody should try. Increase your leverage. So binary options, they're increasing leverage on very small amounts of capital. Having multiple options expirations lets you choose how you want to trade versus the brokerage firms and the exchanges that choose the dates they determine fit, like every Friday. I mean, who even likes trading Fridays? I prefer to trade Monday through Thursday, personally. Nadex, that's another thing, guys. When I first heard about binary options, the first broker I came across, they were asking me to move money to Cyprus. I'm like, Cyprus? What? Where is Cyprus? I don't want to move money to another country outside of the U.S. That seems shady to me. Nadex is actually the only CFTC-regulated binary options exchange, and it is a game-changing product. You're going to see more and more people trading this for the rest of, the trading game. It's totally changing the options market. So your money's safe. It's regulated by the CFTC. You're not sending it to Cyprus. You're going to learn in my new course the 6 proprietary setups I use to turn $250 into $16,000 in 13 days. This is lifetime access as well, guys. This isn't like a, hey, you get it for a month, see you later, it's just a trial. I'm giving you lifetime access. I am constantly updating every week the video blog library where I am documenting trades I'm taking to teach you and really just enforce the waiting on the patience, the setups, and how to trade them. You're going to get access to my MLT glossary, and you're going to learn how to use fibs right away in case you don't already know how to use fibs. Now, a lot of this course is all video done. Now, how many of you guys have a stack of books in your room or at your home? They're all trading related. I'll tell you what, I got like 25 of them, and none of them ever taught me how to make money. I'm serious. None of those books, I got 25 trading books, and none of them ever taught me how to make money. I believe in the power of visual learning, and that's why all of this course, 90% of it is going to be me videotaping trades I'm actually taking live in an account. I also go over some demo trades to get you guys set up, as well as picture documentation, pieces of paper you can print out, have at your desks to reference for those trades, okay? So that, to me, I'm a visual learner. I think most people are, especially when it comes to trading. I've read 25 trading books, and, I'm sure some of that knowledge is subconsciously back there anyway. The best advice and the best trading education I ever got was when I studied under that hedge fund manager. So my best 6 setups to trade Nadex. All right, guys, you can get the course here, mltnadex.com. You guys have probably been waiting for that link for a while. Here's what I will need from you to master my course, okay? You need the discipline to focus on one product that pays you. You need the strategies to simplify your trading, which I provide. You need to eliminate psychological mistakes and stay focused, okay? You're going to get a real-world daily. You're going to come up with a daily plan to define, execute, and successfully manage your trades, okay? $97. The discount is only available today to the first 50 traders on demand immediately. So mltnadex.com, hit it now, guys. $97, and I really can't even tell you, Hubert had to bend and break my arm to offer that price because this is an incredible value. Okay, I want to really get all of you guys into Nadex trading because it has changed my trading setup and it has changed the way I look at things, and I think it can change your trading setup. So my best 6 setups to trade Nadex, it's a $197 value. You're going to get my trade grids. The grids I use to trade, I use Thinkorswim. So, you know, you're going to save countless hours by just literally me sharing my grid right to your screen, and it's a lifetime membership access. I'm not talking 2 weeks, I'm not talking 2 months, I'm talking as long as I'm alive. So, I mean, that's a $2,000 value right there, $200 value for the trade grids, $197 value for the best 6 trading setups in Nadex. Total value, $2,396. You're getting it for one hell of a deal. I'm telling you, I am feeling really generous by offering this, but I really want you guys to take a look in the Nadex product. I want you guys to learn the strategies I use to do the return I did. mltnadex.com. That's where we're going to go. Check it out, guys. This is a one-time offer only. All right? So I'm going to give you guys a moment to go ahead and get that done. But after you buy, what are you going to do next? All right? Print out the 6 setups you receive. You're going to get it in an email. You're going to get exactly what it is. There's going to be a video course. You're going to want to start watching the videos on how I use and execute these trading setups. As soon as you log into the course, you'll be able to see live trades that I've taken and made money off of using the setups that I teach. I like you to keep a journal of the setups you take and track your results. That's really crucial on what I do. And all I do is I label the trade setup I took. I have 6 names for them. They're all named. And I just mark check that it worked. You know, I don't go really in depth, but I do just be aware of what's working for me, what's not. And before every trade, you got to ask yourself, what is the trend, long or short? Where is the major support, resistance levels, and where is the minor support and resistance levels? These are the things that I consider and I take into my trading plan every single day, and you will learn a simplified way to get answers. mltnadex.com, guys, 50 spots only, and then, like I said, this is the only time I'm going to offer it at $97. And I really feel by offering that much value, I'm probably going on Santa's nice list next year. So I almost didn't make the cut this last year. But hope you guys all enjoyed this presentation. I'm going to take some questions here going into the last 10 minutes, and we'll take it from there. All right, Jeanette. Let's see, I'm looking back at the answers here that people gave. 15,000. It's pretty close. 1.5 million. Definitely not 1.5 million, I wish. Let me look here. I'm trying to... Which broker provides the account for Nadex? Nadex is the broker. Do you always pay less than $50 to open a position? Yeah, I don't like to risk more than 1-to-1, so I won't buy contracts that are going to cost me $70 where I'm risking 70 to make 30. Does Nadex take Canadian accounts? They do not, but we do work with another broker that does. In the same setups work exactly. What products do you trade other than the ES? I don't trade any other products in the ES because, like I said, and I really think it's important to focus on one product and master one product, and that's what I do. I master one product. I know guys that pull $20 million a year off the ES alone on personal accounts, just day trading it. And the ES has more than enough liquidity and more than enough setups for you to make a living off of. So I don't need another product. Can I trade those options on Thinkorswim? No, you can't. How many contracts do you normally trade? I normally trade anywhere between 10 all the way up to 50, depending on my, depending on how confident I am. What trading software do I use? I literally just use Thinkorswim. I actually trade futures as well, and I have a futures broker. You do not know fibs? Well, it's okay. You're going to learn them. Do we have customer support? Absolutely. Some people are saying there's something wrong with the link. Is that true? Is it delivered live or videos? So it's going to be delivered it's going to be delivered with videos. It's in our membership site, but those videos are constantly updated. So I'm recording trades I'm taking on a weekly basis, and I'm uploading them. So like I said, guys, this is a lifetime access, and if you don't buy it now and you get interested in it later, you're not going to get that $97 deal because, like I said, I had to have my arm twisted to get that price down. Hubert told me to come in with a really good deal, and that's what I've done. So this is your only shot. You're right. I have tons of books and video courses, big money and time wasted. I mean, I'll tell you what, I've been through that, so I understand. Can you download the video? No, you can't download the video, but that's okay because you have lifetime access. So you can just, go in at any time you want. Can you show me the trade from Friday? Yeah, maybe at the end if we got some time. Gap only, yeah. Gaps, like I said, I like to define, I like to define my trading setups. So even though it might work better on days with it might work on days without a gap with the first 15-minute bars, but for me it's important to focus on the setups that have, shown that they're working out. So I'm gonna miss some trades by not taking that same setup that works in gaps, but what I'm doing is I'm focusing on the ones that I know work the best, and usually gaps are confirming of a trend, and that's what I'm looking for. So I'm just going back to the questions here. I just purchased, awesome. Hello, Jack, do you have a trade room? Yes, I do have a trade room. One of my favorite all-time comedians is Jackie Gleason. That's my uncle. I'm just kidding. Bad joke. Order is completed. Awesome. Looks like we have a bunch of people signing up. Really excited to be working with you guys. I'm going to be updating a lot of trades next week. No problem with the link. Awesome. So I use TOS for my charts. The question is, I heard that you say use TOS, but then you said you cannot trade Nadex with TOS, so that's the whole thing. I'm using Thinkorswim charts to come up with my trading decisions, but then I'm executing on the platform, right? So, you guys, any of you guys ever traded with like charts on one screen and an execution platform on the other? That's really how I do it. It's a one-time. The $97 is a one-time fee. Like this is not, that's what I'm saying. It's literally one time. 97 bucks, you're done, your lifetime access. And I'm telling you guys, I'm not going to do this again. That's $97, and I had to have my arm twisted to drop that price. Futures contracts, the price is based on the CME exchange, correct. Yes, I know traders making 20 million off the ES, not binary. No, the liquidity is not there. But yes, the ES, there's traders that make 20 million. You don't see a Discover card payment. I'm not sure if we, you know, go ahead and email support, Avery. It's lifetime access to the Nadex course, which is the 6 setups and then videos of me trading those setups. Can it be used on Forex? Absolutely. Like most things, the setups, obviously, you know, people say technical analysis works across the board no matter what product you're trading. I specifically focus on the S&P futures. Okay, so I'll just go one more time over again to the setup because I know a lot of you guys were asking about this. This is I call it the charge trade. The charge trade is after the first hour, you want the 3 15-minute videos. So MLTNadex.com, guys, hold on. I'll just talk about it. The first, you can write this down. You want the 3 15-minute bars to be either green or red, okay? And following that, you're looking for a 50% retracement to occur before 12 p.m. Central Standard Time. You're looking to enter in on that, and then I'll buy 1 to 2 hours out. I'll buy some contracts 1 to 2 hours out, and I'll buy other contracts going all the way out into the end of the day. So I like to spread my risk rather than just bet it on one expiration, and then I'll manage going on through the day. Like if we go back up and like if I'm going short, we make a new high, I'll manage my risk on my stop. Once the trade is entered, you can walk away. Of course, you can walk away once the trade is entered because your risk is limited to your initial entry. I don't usually walk away because I trade all day. One thing about me, guys, I'm a trader first, educator second, so I'm pretty much at the desk 8 hours a day to where the point I got to do yoga just to keep my back in shape. I'm trading all day, guys. So this is the price for all the Nadex course content, yes. Is it trade room extra? Yeah, we have we'll get that figured out. We have a $7 month trial for the trade room, but you got to get the Nadex course. So if you're interested in actually watching the video, I actually have, like I said, that when I did that $250 to 16 grand, I recorded all of the trades. So if you get the course, you'll actually get access. I literally recorded every single trade, and you know, this isn't something that I have it all documented, and you guys are going to get that video with your MLT Nadex login. So you actually go back, even if you just want to study what I did to take that money from $250 to 16K in 13 weeks, that's going to be a video you're going to receive with the course. My charts show Central Standard Time. Yes, you can take partial profits in Nadex. Cool, Glenn. Happy to hear you. Room's $99 a month. Can you comment on binary? Don't know what you mean. I do not trade the Asian or London sessions. I sleep. I need my sleep. There's no limit to how many trades you can take in Nadex per day. So there's no pattern day trading rule that applies in Nadex, which is awesome. Do your setups use fibs? Yes. Room hours, 8:30 to 3 o'clock Central Standard Time. Room opens at 8, and I do a morning trade plan video. How much margin does 10 contracts require? I mean, usually I'm buying about, I mean, it depends on the price you're paying, but usually I'm buying about $45 to $50, so, you know, $500, $450. Yes, Mark. What's the website to go to? MLTnadex.com. MLTnadex.com. Commissions are 90 cents per contract, all the way up into 10 contracts, and then it's capped at $9. No margin, cash only. Yes, I day trade futures all day. You get an error when buying your course, order declined. If you guys are having any problems, please email our support team. We'll try to take care of that. Support@MajorLeagueTrading.com. It's been posted a few times in the answer question.
All right, Jack, we're at the top of the hour, so if you have one more final thing you want to say to them, get it
All right,
done.
guys, I just want to say thank you. This was my first presentation I've ever done, so I hope you guys liked it, and I'll be seeing those who signed up. That's it.
All right, Jack, man. Thanks.